Hey guys, update from me. It is Monday, the 25th of May, 11:35 a.m. It is hot. It is okay. Oh yeah, it is so hot today. So that's why the room's a bit dark because I'm trying not to fucking die of heat stroke. But just a little update from me because it's been a while. It's bank holiday, and also what is it? Oh yeah, half term for the kids. So I don't have any work this week, which also means I'm fucking broke. Despite that, seems to be a lot of events here, there, everywhere. Um, for example, 3 days ago was a Hey Broom fundraiser for Konyan's play, which I am co-directing. And then the day following was one of the best parties I went to. Like, I don't know what it was. It was just like a really good house party. Here's a photo. Oh, oh, can you see it? The quality's not very good on screen, but trust me, it's a cool photo. So thank you, Yakub, for that. Um, and people started getting in the pool. The pool was filthy by the end of it. Check that. That's James. And I don't know, it felt like our version of like a Project X party, especially with everyone like graduating or like on the way out. I don't know, I never know when the last time I see people will be. So yeah, here's a photo of me in the pool. Oh, you can't even see it, man. And my housemate was like, "Yeah, you ruin Euphoria. You ruin Euphoria." I always like I don't know what it is because Euphoria season 3 is coming out at the moment. Rue is so me. I'm like Rue, but if she was like bisexual and didn't do drugs, because drugs scare me and they're not good for you. Rue, if she was a bisexual and drank a lot of beer, basically. That's me. Here are some photos of me and Kanye. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing that. It's just, why is it like red? Anyways, yeah, the previews for the play are literally this week, Wednesday to Friday. So nerve-wracking, nervous, but amidst all this fun and fucking Dan's coming. Danielle Armani is coming today back to Birmingham, and I think he's gonna watch Wednesday's show, which I'm so excited for because that man that's twin. That's my biological brother. Me and my brother do drag. Like the appreciation I have for Dan Armani, like that's the Joey Tribbiani to my Chandler. But oh no, Ross. If I'm Ross and he's Joey Tribbiani, because he's a Joey Tribbiani, mate. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, so he's coming today. Manny came yesterday, at like midnight with a treat for me. I'm just showing you some photos of like I'm just giving you an update. I still haven't found my keys. After this party, I was like, my keys aren't in my pocket. And I got really lucky because my housemate was awake anyway, so he let me in. Love you, Josh. Josh, I love you. We were watching Euphoria. Yes, he's the one where we're like, yeah. So Rue Bennett my day one slime. Well, yes, but yeah, Manny came and had a little sweet treat. Look at this cutie. Oh, you can't see it. Can you see it? Little cupcake for me. Before meeting Manny, I never knew what tonka bean was. Is someone tell me what a tonka bean is? Tonka Jahari? What? I. And then this is me enjoying. The background is completely white, so it looks like I'm ascending from heaven, which makes me really. Just makes me laugh. I feel like I was talking about something. Yes, amidst all of this energy and stuff, I'm just so tired. I'm still like burnt out after finishing this degree. And it's so warm and you can't think, but like, yeah, no, the heat in the UK is like a different level. Like sometimes I walk into rooms and it reminds me of the Philippines, like the smell of it. But then you like linger in it for a while because the infrastructure of British sort of buildings and stuff just isn't made for heat. And then I'm like, well, this is like Satan's butthole. So, like, Philippines is like warm, but like nice warm. This is like, it can be nice warm, but it's more like I'm gonna die of heat stroke. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about how amidst all this fun, burnout, tired, whatever. I don't know why. I'm starting to feel so fucking like I'm coming back to my body. Like I'm not thinking about, especially without work going on. I'm kind of just like life is happening to me, rather than me participating in these kind of like scheduled sort of routines of like, okay, go to work, go to this, work on your dissertation. It's kind of like, and I know that I don't want to go home just yet. I did go home last week, which was really fun because I always love seeing my mommy and my daddy and my sister and my brother. But it's like this window of time where I know that I'll never get it back, of just like this specific group of people in this place having fun. Like, again, yeah, I never know when the last time I'll see people will be because I'm not too sure about like what the next thing will be, or if I'll be too busy because I'll be saving money or something, or when my dad wants to move me out, that kind of thing. Let's just like, I'm gonna miss this room so bad. Like, I'm gonna miss it, but also like in my heart of hearts, I feel like I'm ready to unfurl my wings and like go off somewhere. And if I'm being honest, the UK can feel so like small sometimes. In the mood to, I don't know, if I can leave the country for a bit. If I get a Philippine citizenship, I could genuinely like live there. I could genuinely live there for a while. I don't reckon I'd find a job. I wish I could like, I don't know, maybe I'd try and learn Tagalog properly. But like I genuinely could live there. I would like to live there for a bit, actually. I don't know, like I'm just in the mood. I don't know if I could live there actually. It's very homogenous. Very religious. Nothing wrong with that. However, you know, I'm bad at following instructions. um, well, I don't know. I love Britain. Like sometimes, I remember the last time I went to the Philippines. It was like I was there for 4 weeks, and it got to a point where I found myself missing Britain. I told myself the next time I went, I wanted to go with my siblings. I didn't want to go on my own. It was really nice to go on my own, but like I don't know, there's something about going to the Philippines as someone who lives in the UK. I can just feel so like again like a whole life happening to you kind of vibe rather than coming from you. And I don't know, I think I stress myself out like thinking I should have everything figured out when in reality like I really don't need everything figured out. I'm 21 turning 22. You know, I got loads of time. I've got all the time in the world basically. Not to hopefully not jinxing that, but also not taking that for granted. um, I think had I the money, I would genuinely just go travel about and like just leave the Midlands for a bit. I love it. It's the center of the universe, okay? But also like sometimes I find myself like I want to see I want life to look different for a bit, you know? Like when you zoom out, it's a different perspective. Because sometimes when you marinate in a place for so long, I don't know, because sometimes I feel like if I go somewhere else, I'll just realize that, like, oh, like the problem is me, the person I'm trying to, or the thing that I'm trying to get distance from is fucking me. But I don't know, I didn't feel that when I went to Dublin or Paris last year. If anything, it felt so new and so like embodied, and I was like present, and I was just like, it's not to say that I want life should look like that all the time, but more so after being in a place for a sustained period of time, it's kind of like I can't help, like it is making me think about time. Like I'm so young, so young. I'm a baby. Like I'm gonna look at this video in like 5 years and realize like I'm such a baby. But when you're so engrossed into like the systems of how things work around a certain place or I don't know culture, I'm just wondering how much is me sort of following what I think subconsciously is expected of me and what is me. Like I find myself to be very easily influenced, and I kind of blame it on Filipino hospitality. Like, I don't know, my very insatiable desire to, I don't know, want to help people. Not in like a I think I'm Jesus kind of way, but just like, if I'm being honest, it's like I want to. I just want to be there for my friends. Like I don't want to, I want to see their vision through, or whether it's boss man at Uni Super. If he needs help, I wanna be there. Like I care about this sort of community hub that he has cultivated, and I enjoy hanging out with him. Or co-directing Dust with Konyin. I remember reading it for the first time and having read it being one of the first readers of it, and then to now with it happening in like, oh my god, it's happening in 2 days. Like it's just insane. Like I I'm so grateful that I got to see it through, seeing things through. But there are some exceptions, or like the way in which I hold space in the world. Like, for example, my other job, where it's totally predicated on if they call me, if they need me. If they need me, then I show up. That's a bit more impersonal. And it turns this whole thing into like it's less so from a place of genuine, like, I want to be there, more so like I am called in and I'm needed. And sometimes there are areas of life where if you oversaturate it with that kind of like supply and demand of attention, um, or orienting your space and your person about other things like external to you, it's sort of, I think what I'm trying to say is that these different things that you put your attention to all can blend into one. So the stuff that you really care about, you're still in the same sort of bubble of burnout. And what that's done for me is like, I don't know, sometimes I feel this is why I like mentioned that, my god, I'm so young, like I still feel the way that I do when I was a teenager. Um and I'm trying not to be like, well, I should have grown out of it now. Like I look back at videos of me and I'm just like, why am I so annoying? Why am I so loud? Why are my mannerisms a certain way? Why do I talk so much? I talk so fucking much. And it's like, I just feel like I'm embarrassing myself all the time. And there have been times in my life where I like really did not care. Really did not care about how I was perceived. I was gonna show up, I was gonna come as I was. And those were like some really good times. And these are good times now. But for some reason I think it's this whole just mixture of these different like these different boxes of attention, and it all merging into one. And because these boxes are mine, you know, and the fact that they're stacked up, that forms me as a person, if that makes sense. So it makes me go inward on me. And just really like, used to be so self-critical of myself when I was 16. And I find myself saying the same thing. I'm like, God, I fucking hate myself sometimes. When in reality, I don't think I totally do. It's not in the same way. It's more just in this sort of mode and body of just like uncertainty or stress. Maybe I don't know how to sort of project it outward. Not that I would want to project it outward, more so just like I keep it very like, and I find myself blaming myself for a lot of things, which is not good. It's not good. I'm surrounded by such beautiful people. And I like to think that I've done something right if if my life looks this beautiful, which when I step out of it and really just look and take it in, it really is so beautiful. So I must be doing something honest to me to have a life like that. But also, conversely, it's kind of like there are areas in this life where it's like, yes, I'm very much in the mood for it to look different. I don't want to be in this sort of echo chamber of, like, I always say, like, I want to leave it so that I'll miss it and come back, you know. Like, I don't know, there's just so many things. Like, for example, this sort of sustained hiatus of not sustained, but I mean, Crush Velvet is coming back in June, which I could honestly, like, I don't, oh, I could cry. Just thinking about how much that band, this band, my band, means to me. Um, yeah, but with so much time being off from playing or being together, just being together in the same room, like, that's what it is. That wasn't like self-imposed in the least, but that's that kind of distance where it's like, I miss it, so when it comes back, I'm not going to take it for granted. Same when I went to the Philippines and I came back to Britain, I saw, like, my dad was driving out of London into, I don't know, like, the roads of Northamptonshire, and there was just so much green, and I hadn't seen that much green in so long, and I just, like, I was just so overwhelmed because I thought it was just so beautiful. Whereas, I don't know, being in this place feels rather commonplace because it's just so everyday. I want, I think that's what I mean, like, I want things to look different, so I'll miss it. And then I know that after this whole week for the plays, previews, and all the work there, I'm gonna miss it. Like, it's gonna end, like, it will become June and I'll be like, oh, so that stage is over. And it's just a bit of like it's a bit of a weird one because I'm also thinking about, like, what kind of graduate do I want to be? What am I gonna do after uni? Like, what am I gonna do? If I, this is what I mean by, like, the whole returning back to ideas of, like, I'm so loud, I'm so annoying, I'm so this, and, like, this kind of self-hatred thing that I wish I could grow out of, but I don't know, it's just old habits. You try kill them, but yeah, it's hard. But I going to a uni of university and surrounded by so many, like, just individuals who are a lot richer than me, and grew up a bit more comfortable, I guess. Not that I would trade how I grew up for the world, but when you're out here, it can sometimes feel like the path forward. If these individuals are also under stress on, like, finding a job and what kind of graduate they're going to be, makes me feel kind of like, oh, so I'm fucked. But also I'm not. Also, I'm just 21, turning 22, trying to, I don't know, make sense of things. If I had it my way, I'd have enough money to go see my friend in Germany. I would. Go see Celine. I would want to go just see Europe, like continental Europe, or like the Mediterranean. I don't know why, but I think there's something there on that, like, around there that agrees with me. Same with Brazil for some reason. I want to go to Berlin. I made Konyin made a friend, and we ended up at their friend's bonfire, and he was talking about how he was in Berlin, never been before, and it felt like it just agreed with him. Like, the people, I want to go to Berlin. But I feel like there are places in this world that also agree with me. And I'm not saying the Philippines doesn't do that, or the UK doesn't do that. I felt that when I was in Dublin, but I didn't imagine myself there for longer than the time I was. And then I felt that way with Paris, and it was one of those things where it's like I feel in my heart that I'm gonna be in Paris, living in Paris for a sustained period of time. I just don't know how, but that feels like, you know, like a possibility. Anyways, I feel that way towards the Mediterranean, just like somewhere along that belt, and Brazil, because me going in on myself and being like, I'm so fucking loud, and I don't know, there are British isms or a British attitude that I really do have sometimes, and then I really do not have other times, and it makes me feel like there is something wrong with me, when in reality I might just be in the wrong place. Not the wrong place, but like somewhere like Brazil, or I don't know, just somewhere like Brazil. Or like how the Philippines is for white tourists. Oh, no, I don't like that reference. But I find in like, not in a weird way, but like in videos where people who like stay in the Philippines or like live there for a long time and they're not natively Filipino find people so hospitable and so kind, and there are people who like have learnt the language and like just really love the culture. And I think because of their ethnic difference, there is a different perspective to that appreciation. I don't think I feel the exact same thing, but a variant of it when it comes to having been born in Britain, but in a household that is very culturally not British. But there are some, yeah, like at my healthiest mindset, I could accept and appreciate that these aren't necessarily flaws, they're just, I've always been this way. And if we grow up thinking like, yeah, be yourself, it's important that you're being yourself, then it applies here. It's kind of like I am being myself, and sometimes I feel like I'm just a fucking like alien all the time. Which reminds me, I need to take my meds. But yeah, this whole like being in the soup of it. How do I explain this? So, what I imagine that to be is like in an academic year, there's a starting bit where you're like, okay, settling in, it's September, and then I'd say by November, you're in the soup until February. Like you're in it. And now that like we're getting to the end, it feels different, but like I don't know what the next integration thing, like is a whole thing of like reinvention or not reinvention, just like readaptation, like the fact that this room has been this room for so long, then it's not going to be this room. Or I don't know, I don't imagine myself really living, working and dying in Kettering. So what am I like? I'm not a very passive person when it comes to the things that I want, ambition wise, or like the trajectory of my sort of my life. Maybe I'm more passive when it comes to interpersonal relationships and wanting to help people. Or I don't know. But when it comes to sort of like if I like if my mum told me to go to school for nursing, no, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna do English and film and have a career as a barista. Um, there are areas in my life where I know what I want, and then there is this where it's like all I seem to know is what I don't want. It's like negative space, like it's there, or like the slab of marble is in front of me. It's just a matter of chipping away until it looks like something that I made. Well, not exactly I made, but something that looks right. But it's still that same slab of marble, just contoured a bit. Like the contours make something. And I find that's where I may be. I love this area of time, this window of time between exams and like assignments finishing and like going back home for the summer. I love I love a big garden. I love seeing friends. I mean, Dad's coming today. I love seeing Tender and his friends. I love seeing the streets of Selly Oak just like full of people, everyone going different ways. You double take at something that looks interesting. You see someone queuing up for Sarko. You meet new people, and that leads to new sort of ventures or whatever fuck. I think it's so beautiful, and I think all I can expect myself to do at the moment is just meet the commitments required of me, and to enjoy this, because it's so temporary. Like, this is so temporary. I wouldn't be able to come back this time next year and it'd be the same because the people won't be there, and so much of it is like predicated on the people who are there and the connections that you forge with the people who are there. So I'm just so acutely aware of its transience. So I don't know. I just find it interesting that this feels so impermanent, whereas this sort of sculpture I'm trying to make within this negative space, like within this slab of marble, feels more permanent than this transience. I don't know. Just perceiving time is a headache. But I think that what I'm trying to say is just something about people. Something about people. And being a person. And I don't even know, like finding a place, like, or a culture that agrees with you. But it's not binary of like, oh, it doesn't agree with you, it does agree with you. There are some aspects of it working, other aspects of it really being fucking brutal and not working. So yeah, it's so uncertain. Just my life was just a bunch of uncertainty at the moment, but like I'm not special. Like it literally, everyone has the same thing going on. But it doesn't hurt to have a little chat about it. So I think that's gonna be me for today's update. I don't know when the next one will be, but who knows? Thank you. Bye.